Yo, you guys are tuned into the Barberrics Barbershop podcast. I am right here with a special guest. Not only is she a mother, a wife, but is also a business owner. I would like to introduce you guys to Kayleen. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. I'm Kayleen. I am the owner, founder, operator of KO Events in LA. And I am a mom of 3. And I'm Justin's cousin.
That's right. It's my prima right here. So let's just touch bases on what you were doing before you had started KO Events. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you were doing before you had launched that company, or you were trying to pursue that. Was there anything you were trying to pursue before you had launched this business?
Yes. So I do have a bachelor's in psychology. I graduated from Cal State Long Beach, and I wanted to be a MFT, marriage and family therapist.
Oh, for real?
That was my goal.
I remember you were going to Cal State Long Beach. That's obviously a pretty hard school to get into, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like
really
a
hard.
whole mission?
For me, no, because I'm gifted in school. So
Right. Always has been.
I had a 4.0, and I was also foster youth. So you get special grants when it comes to college, and with the programs that I was in, I feel like I had more chances to get in.
Oh, nice. So you were pursuing that, and what led you to doing KO Events? Like what led you to go that direction?
So while I was in college, I went through college pregnant. Both of my pregnancies, I was in college. I was the only Mexican girl on campus, pregnant in class. And I started the photo booth on the side. I started with just one photo booth, trying to make like side money while I go to school. And when I graduated from my bachelor's program, I applied to my master's. And when I went to get interviewed, I got accepted to get interviewed. So it's like a two-step process. You either get accepted to get interviewed or not, then you get interviewed, and then you go through or not. And when I arrived to my interview, I was the only Mexican in the room. I was pregnant. I was surrounded by, not only were the people interviewing everybody white folks, but all the applicants in the room were all white.
Oh, wow.
And I was pregnant. So
you stood out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. And I felt like the interview did go good, but I also felt like I was racially profiled, and especially being pregnant, they didn't accept me to the program.
Damn.
They were probably like, oh, she's not serious.
She's not going to do it.
Out here having all these babies.
That must have made you feel some type of way, obviously, right?
It did. But, sometimes some doors close because they're not meant for you to go there.
Right. Other doors open for sure. As long as you keep seeking and finding new outlets. If one shuts down, you just can't give up. You're not going to. Definitely. You're not going to just get shut down and then that's it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's good though. You kept going, you kept seeking. So then it just came upon you, the photo booth, or?
Well, while I was in college, I would work also. So I was working at Home Depot throughout college, and then I was doing the photo booth on the side, and the photo booth just started booming. I had one, then it got so busy that we had to buy another. Then we had to buy another and another, so we ended up with 4. They were going out every single weekend. I didn't even really have to work. I was just sending out my attendance.
Oh, yeah.
And I was able to stay home with the kids while they were young and not worry about babysitters, because, we're in the generation of no villages. There's no villages in this generation, how it was. So it was just me
go up and grind,
and my kids all the time. My husband was there, but he worked a lot, so it was literally like just me and them all the time.
Right. So one photo booth, and So when you thought about the photo booth, were you like, like, let's just see where it goes, like what's gonna happen, or did you already have the big picture of like, okay, this is what's gonna happen, this is what I'm gonna make happen, that's it?
I was just kind of going with the flow. So I was at a wedding. I went to this wedding, and everything was like, it was such a beautiful wedding. And there was a photo booth there at the wedding, and they could not get it started. The people that were doing it. And I remember I went in line a few times, and I was like, like, is it ready? And they're like, no, there's something wrong with it. And like a little light bulb went off in my head, and I told my husband, I was like, I could do that. I could figure that out. I know I can, because I'm good when it comes to like electronics, anything like that.
You're tech savvy.
Yeah, very.
Dope. I'm totally not. I am not tech savvy.
So then he's always down, like, with whatever ideas I have. He's like, yeah, let's do it.
Right.
And he's really crafty too. He's good with wood. He was what is it? Finished carpentry. That's what he did.
Carpenter.
So he knows how to work with wood. He built me this wood box. And now that I look back at the photos, it was so ugly. It was this big black wood box.
I remember that box.
We drilled a hole in a square, so we put the camera in there. I had no knowledge of cameras. I just went with it. I did my research. I bought everything I needed to, and I wired it up myself.
Nice. So, because your business, if you obviously, you guys could follow her on Instagram. It's KO Events. On IG, do you have any other social media platforms?
Mostly Instagram. I don't get on TikTok too much.
So if you guys check her out on the Instagram, she does a lot of different things. There's what, photo booth and
so we do photo booths. We do mobile bartending. We do event decor, balloons, event rentals. We also offer event planning. If you need somebody to just take care of everything for you, we can get it done.
That's dope. So what came next after the photos? Like, was it the balloons, or was it what was it that came after? Like, you know what? I think we should start throwing this in there.
Yeah. So after photos, I always did decorations because I didn't have money to pay for decorations.
Right, for the kids' parties and stuff.
I had my kids' parties, and I'm a Leo. I'm that mom that like I like my kids to, when I do something for them, I go all out. I always do, no matter what. Sure. And when it came to their birthdays, I just started realizing like I really like to do this. Like, I'm good at it. I like the ideas. I like seeing my visions come to life. So I was always like dabbling with decor and balloons and backdrops. Very but crafty. I didn't actually start offering it as a service till a little bit later. Bartending came next after the photo booths.
Oh, really? So it was the bartending one?
Yeah.
That's dope.
So it's just kind of like fell in my lap, honestly.
Yeah.
I did go to bartending school when I had first turned 21, but
really?
I never did nothing with it. I went and I got my bartending certification, and then I thought I was just going to go like bartend at the hottest spots.
It doesn't happen that easy.
It does not
happen that easy.
Anybody that knows me, like, I'm very strong-willed. But they crushed my ass. They humbled my ass when I went into those clubs applying. And I remember there was one, and I literally like teared when I was walking out. I had went to Mai Tais in Long Beach, and this was probably like my 50th stop. I was like, no, I'm not giving up. I'm going to get a job bartending.
Damn, it was like that?
And I went to Mai Tais in Long Beach, and they're pretty much, he told me the same thing everybody else had told me. Look, I'm sorry, there's no way you're going to start as a bartender here, even though you have your certification. Like, that's nothing to us. We need experience. This is a high-end club, high volume. There's no way. And he just like broke it down black and white. He's like, in this business, you're going to start as a hostess. then you move to server, and then you move to bartender. We don't care if you have your certification.
You got to pay your dues everywhere you go. Yeah.
So I just, like, you know, he really humbled me and, like, crushed my little hopes at the time. And I remember I got back in my car. I was like, damn. That's, you know, so I kind of...
Did that crush you more than the college thing?
I would say they're the same, but the college thing was like, you know, 4 years of my life. The bartending school was like 2 weeks.
Right.
But yeah, pretty much after that, we have a cousin that he was a manager at a strip club, and I just so happened to send one of my applications there as well. And he recognized the name at the top of my resume.
So you didn't tell him you were going over there?
I didn't even know he worked there.
Oh, really? Dang.
He hired me and then told me he was my cousin later. But, like, that's how I got my foot in the door in the cocktail industry, because he hired me as a cocktail waitress. So nice. I at least got to skip the hostess.
Right. Yeah, you're in there. You're in there.
So I did. I started, I was a server, cocktail server. So I'll work with the bartenders, serve the drinks to the people.
Nice.
And that was like how I first got my foot in the door with experience. But at the same time, I was going to college, so I had a few different jobs. And eventually I kind of just forgot about the bartending, because I stopped working there because it was too hard for me to work so late and then go to school in the morning. And that's when I was just kind of focused on the photo booths. But a lot of clients, I turned so many people down. A lot of clients would be like, when I was at the event doing the photo booths, this is when bartending first started to, like, get popping at events. And they'll be like, oh, do you bartend? And I'll be like, oh, no, sorry. I never clicked. Yeah, it never clicked. And a lot of people, I mean, like, and so many people kept asking me. I was like, what the hell? Like, they keep asking me. I need to find a bartender. And this one client asked me, and it was just the way that she worded it that, like, made the little light bulb go off in my head. So she was like, oh, hey, Kayleen, this is Ep.2, one of your clients. I was reaching out because I wanted to book the photo booth, and I wanted to ask you if you know a licensed bartender. Ding. And I was like,
so nothing before that. Nothing was popping off, but just the way, sometimes it's just the way that people word things.
Yeah. So when she said that, I was like,
maybe you just saw like money, you know? Like,
I am a licensed bartender, if you know what I mean, if that's the way you're putting it. And I was like, yeah, I know, like, I am a licensed bartender. And then I called my friend, and I was like, hey, because she had, like, some experience bartending also. I was like, hey, I have this event. We're just going to go in there with our heads up high and work it. We're going to act like, you know, confident, fake it till you make it.
Yes. I love the go-getter, like.
And that client actually is still my client till this day.
Really?
My first job, she still is a regular client. She books me all the time.
Wow. That's special.
And I don't think she knows that she was my first
like, you've been on this.
Yeah.
You've been doing this. Yeah. Dang. Wow. What a trip. That is crazy. Shout out to our cousin to even hooking you up like that, because, you know, we live in a day and age where ain't nobody gonna look out for nobody no more. Family doesn't even fucking give a fuck anymore, you know. And for the ones that still do and still are down to lend out a hand and lift up one another, damn, you guys are the special ones, for real. Like, you guys could really change somebody's life by doing something like that, you know. And it did. I mean, even whether he got you in there or not, I'm sure it wouldn't have changed much, you know, because I know you're definitely a go-getter. You don't settle for less. You're always pushing and striving to go above and beyond and to chase what you want. But since he did get you in there, you got a little bit of experience. Yeah, he definitely opened that experience up for me. You got that confidence for sure.
And that's an even funnier story. I didn't finish that. So after about maybe a week of working, he called me to his office, and like, mind you, he's half Arab, so I didn't know that he was half Mexican. He just looks more on the Arab side.
He definitely has those features for sure.
He's like, oh yeah, so I just wanted to tell you I'm your cousin. And I was like, nah,
I don't know, player.
Nah, are you sure? And he was like, no, yeah, I'm your dad. And he started explaining, and I was like, oh. And when he said his mom, I was like, okay, Angie, yeah, you are my cousin.
What a trip, huh?
Yeah. And that's, shout out to him, because like you said, not a lot of people are able to help others.
Are willing to help
or
others.
Definitely willing.
A lot of people are just straight up not willing to help others. People are always, the thing about that I see a lot is people always want to see you do good, but never better than them, So if they know that they can help you do something that'll really set you up another on the next level, a lot of people just ain't gonna do that. They don't want to see that, because people always want to feel, I don't know, power or dominant, or just don't want to see you above them. And I don't know, it sucks,
he's definitely a real one, because that is how the world is. And I actually seen him maybe a month ago, and he was like, we had some drinks, we were talking, and he was telling me and my husband, like, if you guys need anything, you need money, you want to invest, like, get at me, I got you. He's just always looking to help others.
He has a big heart for sure. And I still keep in touch with him, and he still shouts you out on his clubs, and
he's a real one.
We always be, I think the three of us for sure are always trying to, even just on the Instagram, just trying to shout each other out and stuff, and that's a beautiful thing, that's dope. Shout out to our cousin, I don't know if I want to name his name, but I don't want people going there, hey, I heard you're fucking so and so's cousin. Nah, we don't need all that, but shout out to him.
But yeah, so I do appreciate people like that, and I try to be someone like that now.
Yeah.
Because back then I didn't have it, but now that I do, so when somebody asks me for help, or oh, hey, I need work, I always try to help who I can, because I remember when nobody helped me.
Yeah, definitely. And even with us now, we're trying to launch a another little hustle that we got going on, a little play zone thing. And you even reached out to me when you seen that we were doing that, and you gave us recommendations, referrals, and you were telling us where we could go. And I thought that was awesome of you, because again, you just don't expect that no more. But I could definitely see you, and I've also seen you help out your friends, even other family members. You've offered them opportunities, to go, and if they want to make some extra cash or whatever it is that they want to do. And I've seen that personally, you do that, and I admire that, because I try to do the same as with what I have, to whether it's advice, or I would never try to steer people in the wrong direction. And again, I've looked out for barbers that have came in here that didn't have it, like this. And it kind of reminded me of myself when I started off cutting hair. I wanted to learn how to do that, and I was in a barbershop with 9 other barbers, and nobody wanted to give me any pointers. Everybody just wants to see you just be there, and they don't care whatever it is, and there's still some people that are just really genuine people that are down to lend a hand. So kudos to you, man, for real. Seriously, that's awesome. Like, you don't just get there, and you still remain humble, and you're still wholesome, and you don't forget who you are and where you come from, so that's dope, because a lot of people lose that sense.
Yeah.
So the next thing I wanted to ask was, with all this going on, now you have 3 kids and everything, is it hard? Like, what's the hardest thing that if you have to do, like, running this business?
Right now, I feel like I'm in, like, my soft girl era. So, like, the hard part is done. Like, really? I hit that incline on the hill, and now I'm just like at a plateau. So before, my husband worked all the time, so it was just me and the kids. So literally, like, my kids know, like, I would take them to work with me. They'll drive with me for hours. My poor babies will get car sick.
Oh, yeah?
They'll get car sick, and I'm like, here's a bag. Like, you good. Like, we're on a time.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I did lose some clients like that also because, like, I didn't have help. If I ask somebody to watch my kids, they'll give excuses. This, or, you know, all the people that say they help you when you really need it, they're not there. And I would take them with me, have them right there, you know, being bad, crying, so they'll be like, oh my God.
And I use you as an example a lot with that. Like, when people are, well, it's because of this, what's because of that, I'm like, bro, I have a cousin that fucking runs that shit with 3 kids on the road doing the damn thing, you know?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't easy.
No, it's not. Especially you say you see him getting car sick. I'm sure that hurts your corazon too, you know? Definitely. Like, that hurts, you know? Like, you don't want to see that, but you got to do what you got to do.
You got to build that foundation, and, you know, that's the hardest part. So they were there for all of it. They know mama don't play. They're like, we gotta go, let's go. Like, now they're like, oh, I wanna do this, can you teach me this? Like, my 5-year-old, she gets the balloon pump, and she knows she'll put the balloon on there.
Oh yeah.
And she pumps it.
Aww.
And yeah, they definitely they've been there with me through the rough of it all. Right now, it's a lot easier though, because my husband actually, now we're able to support our whole family with him not working anymore. So he now just helps me out.
So now it's like really full throttle.
Yeah. So now we're like full force, and I actually have more of a support system, so I can get more done without stressing out, without not having a babysitter.
Awesome.
He's my muscle. He's my backbone. He helps me get everything done behind the scenes. And yeah, we make it work. And so right now I feel like that's why it's like my softer era, because, you know, I was like going hard, struggling, and now it's like, you know, I got there. I'm 9 years in, and, you know, we got our little brand going. I have my clientele. I don't need to do ads no more. Before, I would spend like $300, $400, $500 a month on ads.
Yeah. You get a lot of word of mouth.
Definitely.
A lot of word of mouth. A lot of it works with when people go to those parties that you're hosting and just like, oh, this is awesome. And
of course, boom. Yeah. Business cards, honestly, they're old school, but they get the job done.
Oh,
all my girls, I send them out business cards, bam, 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 and people take them like stacks.
Yep. I know a lot of people tell me too, like, oh, those are so like, those are like dinosaurs. Those are outdated. Like, you're doing flyers and business cards. Like, fuck, they still work for me too.
Definitely.
Like, I'll hand out 100 of them. That doesn't mean I'm gonna get 100 people coming in to get a haircut, but I will get one, and that one could lead to 5, and then that 5 could lead to 15. You know, so it's just, you always got to think different. You know, it's just they will work. Anything works. So that was the hardest part. On just
definitely.
Damn. And one more thing, what have you? With this big old clientele, this empire you got going on, have you hosted anybody famous or any big names?
Yeah, we've done a lot of events for different, like, you know, famous people.
Okay.
It's always exciting, like, to get somebody famous. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah. Are those parties like a trip? They're different?
It depends. Honestly, it depends on the person, but yeah, they are a little bit different. They're more like obviously private, secluded. Famous people don't want nobody to know their business.
No, for sure.
So they're most of the time last minute. Like, oh, okay, we're gonna plan this in a couple days. But we get it done. And it's a good experience. Good experience.
When you get those clientele, you're definitely the one on board, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to make sure everything goes
for
clean.
For sure.
Clean as fuck, for sure.
Okay.
So what's one advice that you can give to an up and coming business owner?
That's a hard one. If I could say just one thing, I would say don't cut corners when it comes to the quality of your brand. Always give it 110%. Don't half-ass anything. And you'll always have people calling you back.
That's right. Hell yeah. That's very deep. I think the same way, and that is really good advice. Take it from somebody that's doing it. She's been running it for how long? How many years has it been running now?
About 9 years now.
9 years. Damn, 9 years? 9 years, guys. So take it from somebody that's been doing it for 9 years. You know, she said it earlier in the podcast that, you know, it doesn't happen overnight. There's going to be a lot of things that are going to break you. But if you move right, it'll make you. And definitely. Just never give up. Takes time. 9 years in the making. Take the advice, use it, put it where it needs to be. And thank you for coming on the podcast, and wish you the best of luck, and a lot more business, and a lot of health and wealth. And cheers to you. And
same to you. Davio. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Family over everything, man. And thank you guys for tuning in. And any last words?
No, that's all.
Follow her on KO Events, Instagram. Peace.